your Holy Spirit to reign and cover our Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto as he has the mantle, Lord, this nation left a legacy. Lord, King of glory, the legacy of revolution. Father in heaven, democracy. Lord, King of glory, the enemies of broad-based, I know that in the darkest corners, that in the broad daylight, they're fighting the agenda. But Lord, King of glory, we want to pray that let them measure by their own swords. Father in heaven, we want to pray for the MPs, the senators, the governors. You have chosen them to be servants of the people. They are yearning for their second term. Some are yearning for their third term. In all this, they must be servants of the people. In all this, they must live with transparency. In all this, they must be full of knowledge. Father, destroy all forms of just counting and let us be humble before you. Lord, as we deliberate in this meeting, be our chief guest. Lord, on 27, be the IEBC chairman. Let us win with victory, for we pray, trusting and believing in Jesus' name.
Such a powerful prayer that John has been saying. Your Excellency, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defense Forces, also the party leader for UDA, Professor Abraham Kithure, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary, and also Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Oburu Oginga, Party Leader for the Orange Democratic Movement, Honorable Felix Osei, Head of Public Service, all Cabinet and Principal Secretaries present, the majority leaders in both houses, that's the National Assembly and the Senate, Commissioners, Parliamentary Service Commissioner, Honorable Gladys, Speaker of the National Assembly, members of Parliament present, Honorable Ahmed Abdullahi, Council of Governors Chair and Governor of Wajir County, all governors present, UDA and ODM party chairs and party leadership, all governors and deputy governors present. Your Excellency, allow me at this point to invite Majority Leader in the Senate, Honorable Aaron Cheruiyot, who will take charge of the program. Why don't you welcome him with a long clap?
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Your Excellency, the Deputy President, the party leader of the ODM party, Dr. Oburu Oginga, Prime Cabinet Secretary, colleague leaders, I'd like to greet all of you. Good morning. Good morning once again. Welcome to Naivasha, and welcome to the first retreat of the broad-based family. I don't think, Your Excellency, we've met like this together before, bringing together the larger broad-based family. And at that very juncture, Your Excellency, I'm sure you noticed as you walked in that we are a bit squeezed in, and we apologize to the membership. But that's the team that you lead, and we must really be grateful to God. This is the envy of our competitors. You know, so for some of our competitors, if you were to call such a meeting, they will not need this hall. The holding room that you used will be enough for them. So we have to be happy, and at the same time that we have such a large family that is gathered here. Here, Your Excellency, we have members of parliament from both houses. As of the time of your coming in, we had more than 250 members of the National Assembly that had signed in, and many were coming in. We had over 45 senators that had signed in, and there were quite a number that were coming in. We have the cabinet that is here. We have close to, I think, I'll check the records later, governors and their deputies, quite a significant number as well that had walked in, together with their deputies, some without their deputies as well. So it's a big gathering of a big family, and we welcome all of you to Naivasha. We have been here, Your Excellency, since yesterday. We had our pre-briefing meetings of the various teams. Our colleagues from the ODM family had their parliamentary group meeting last night, the there are certain internal matters that both teams were putting together. We equally from the Kenya Kwanza team, we had our session until late last night, just sharing and talking and doing fellowshipping as well, because we rarely get such occasions. And we had a big team yesterday, and it was quite interesting. The only challenge which as we consulted with leadership, we noticed is that a lot of the younger members of parliament, those who are in my age bracket, they either arrived late or they came this morning. And there was a challenge when we inquired. We were told there's a challenge with visa processing to this Naivasha meeting. And the problem, Your Excellency, we have investigated. It began when one of your ministers, who used to be a leader with us in parliament, he wrote a book and said certain things about Naivasha. Since then, to get a visa to come here for younger leaders is not easy. So some of them have arrived late, including the leader of majority in the National Assembly. I think his visa was denied until this morning. So you will bear with us. Your Excellency and the leadership, we have a long program ahead of us. And we want to really take this time to talk as a family, share, give our rights and perspectives into so many other things. If you've looked through your program, we have sessions of opening remarks by our party leadership and the president, then a few presentations, and then eventually the members will have their chance to speak. Then we will move on with the day. So I don't want to be long because we have such a long program ahead of us. I just want to be what good guests should always do, which is to allow the home county governor to welcome us to Nakuru County on behalf of the leadership, and we will move the program for there. Ladies and gentlemen, a hand of applause to Governor Susan Kihika, the governor of Nakuru County.
It's a bit, sorry. Okay. Oh, thank you very much. Your Excellency, Honorable Dr. William Samoei Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Your Excellency, Honorable Professor Kithure Kindiki, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Dr. Oburu Oginga, the party leader of the ODM and the Senator for Siaya Power, our Prime Cabinet Secretary, our Chair, Council of Governors, the leaders of majority in both the Senate and the National Assembly, the leaders of minority, all the leaders here present, colleague governors and deputy governors, members of Parliament and Senate, and all the distinguished leaders, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and privilege, Your Excellency, on behalf of the leadership of Nakuru County and the people of Nakuru County, to warmly welcome you to this beautiful county and in particular to the magnificent shores of Lake Naivasha. Your Excellency, allow me to say that we are very delighted to host this first retreat of the broad-based government, but I also want the members to know that whenever this happens in our county, it's a sign of success. I remember back in 2018, Your Excellency, in Nakuru at that time, we hosted the coming together of URP and TNA. And you know, after that, we got into government. In these last concluded elections, Your Excellency, our group, then called Tanga Tanga, we were always here in Naivasha trying to come together, bring our people together, and make sure that we formed the government. And alas, we did. Here we are now today. I believe it's the beginning of something great. It's the coming together of the broad-based coalition. And at that point, let me also recognize my good sisters, the party chairpersons, the chairperson of ODM, Governor Gladys Wanga, and the chairperson, my sister of UDA, Governor Ses Karinda Barire of Embu. So this gathering, Your Excellency, comes at a very important moment to our nation. The broad-based government represents an important opportunity to bring Kenyans together across political divide and to place the interests of the country above partisan considerations. The presence here today of leaders from UDA and ODM, alongside the governors, deputy governors, members of parliament and senators, cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, is itself a powerful demonstration that Kenya's political leadership can come together in pursuit of a common national agenda. Our unity must not simply be a political arrangement, Your Excellency. It must translate into better lives for our people, more jobs and opportunities for our young people, stronger healthcare and education systems, improved infrastructure, greater investments, and a more prosperous and inclusive economy. As we look ahead, we are also conscious that the political environment, Your Excellency, will become increasingly demanding as we approach next year's elections. And elections are an important part of our democracy, but they must never become a source of division that undermines the progress we have made as a country. Your Excellency, the period ahead will require maturity, restraint, courage, and a commitment to dialogue. We must be able to compete politically while preserving the bonds that hold our nation together. We must remember that beyond political parties and electoral contests, we remain one Kenya, and our people expect us to put their interests first. This retreat, therefore, comes at exactly the right time. I sincerely hope that our discussions over the coming days will be candid, constructive, and honest. Your Excellency, let us speak openly about the opportunities before us, the challenges we face, and the concerns of the people we represent. Let us listen to one another, challenge ideas, Your Excellency, respectfully, and most importantly, emerge with a clearer sense of purpose and a renewed commitment to serving Kenyans. Your Excellency, the President, distinguished leaders, Nakuru is honored to host you. We hope you will find this retreat both productive and memorable, and that the serenity of Lake Naivasha will provide the right environment for reflection, frank conversation, and consensus building. Once again, on behalf of the people of Nakuru and the Nakuru leadership, Karibuni Nakuru. Asante.
Thank you, Governor Susan. I have now gotten the numbers for the governors. I'm told we have 20 governors that have signed in and 20 deputies, while others are on the way. Your Excellency, it's now my humble pleasure to invite a man that does not need a matchstick to light up the place. His Excellency, the Deputy President, Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki, aka Fireman. Wapi makofi ya Professor?
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of our Defense Forces, William Ruto, Senator Oburu Oginga, the party leader of the ODM party, distinguished colleagues from the executive and the legislature, the broad-based administration, good morning. Your Excellency, my task is simple. I'm asked to MC a very delicate session, which should take us to the completion of the first session of this meeting. But allow me just to say one thing before I invite the speakers of the day to start us off. Just to commend the progress that we've made and to say how I am amazed by what teamwork does. Teamwork makes work light and makes efficiency better. Kwa hivyo nimeshukuru sana, na leo ni siku ya kuzungumza, ya kuelewana na kuona mahali tumefika na vile tunaendelea tukisonga mbele. Hii broad-based, Mheshimiwa Rais, imetusaidia sana, imeturahisishia kazi ya siasa na hata kazi ya kukusaidia kuendesha serikali ambayo unaongoza. Kwa hivyo, I think I'll be in order kusema ya kwamba hii broad-based ni fire sana. Ni fire si fire. Ni power si power. Ni fire na power kwa sababu tuko na powerman in the house. And Your Excellency, I've been asked just to call the two party leaders to address us, and then we proceed with the program. We have a very tight program, but we'll also achieve a lot because we have organized ourselves to make sure that we maximize on the presence of the so many leaders from our team who have managed to attend this event. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to invite now the one and only power man in the House, the party leader of the Orange Democratic Movement Party, Senator Oburu Oginga. Ni fire si fire, ni noma si noma, mzee ni power si power. Karibu bwana Powerman, and welcome us and give us your remarks.
Hamjambo. ODM. Asante. Asante. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander of the Armed Forces, William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Honorable Kithure Kindiki, Your Excellency, the Chief Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Musalia Mudavadi, and Your Excellencies, Your Excellency, the leadership of our great formation, distinguished governors and members of Parliament, my fellow Kenyans, sons and daughters of this great nation of ours. 2 years ago, it would not have been possible to imagine this kind of a mixture in a hall anywhere in Kenya. Because just about 2-3 years ago, we were serious competitors in a democratic state of Kenya. We were competing, not competing to take power for ourselves. We were competing to take power to the people, to the help in the commitment to develop our nation further and push it forward and make it better than we found it. Your Excellency, I stand before you today not the transient game of politics, but to answer the enduring call of statesmanship. As an elder in this nation, my heart bleeds for the future of every Kenyan child, from the shores of Lake Victoria to the hills of Central, and from the yes, Your Excellency, my eyes are failing me, so I will leave this speech. I will deposit it here with you people. But Your Excellency, we came here as a fraternity. We came here to jail together. We came here to fraternize. We came here to think about the future of our country. And Your Excellency, in the next 2 days, we are going to look at issues which affect our country, the issues which we have achieved, and what we are planning to achieve. The issues which will catapult this great community of ours of ODM and order to power next year in 2027. Your Excellency, those issues are serious issues. We have been in a struggle. First, the struggle was to get the independence of this country. Our people the place of control of our own destiny. The country has gone through revolutions. The country has gone through many waves. The first wave was when multi-party was abandoned and our country became a one-party state. And our party struggled. Our people struggled because they saw that the whole world was not going single party. Because single party was leading to dictatorship. It was not allowing proper democracy to prevail in the country. So people fought and sacrificed. And there are Kenyans who lost their lives in the struggle to change this country and remove that oppressive law making Kenya a one-party state. Your Excellency, after the one-party state we became a multi-party democracy. Many parties were registered. Some of them are briefcase parties, which only appear during elections. They come and they are folded. And our party, ODM, has been in existence for the last 20 years. This is the longest serving party. This is, yes, we are, I think, and we are experienced, and we are organized up to grassroots, up to the polling station. We have our representatives up to the polling station. And Mr. Your Excellency, Mr. President, many people admire us. They want to copy what we are doing. But we deliberately and consciously decided that our country will not go to the dogs when some people went to the streets to try to change the government through the streets. We said government should not be changed through streets, through demonstrations. Government must be changed through the ballot. And we believed in the stability. So when there was a little shake, we said, no, let us come in and join President Ruto, because looking at the options then, there was no anybody who was better than Ruto. Even if we still thought he was a devil, he was a better devil than the other devils. Yes, yeah. So Your Excellency, we moved on. We moved on and we joined through the leadership of our late, great party leader of our nation, the party leader of the ODM and the leader of this country. I think he was a statesman in our country, and we respect him for that. And we say, may God rest his soul in eternal peace. Yes. Now, Your Excellency, we moved on when we joined this broad-based government. And as you know, before we joined the broad-based government, we were together in a handshake government with President Uhuru Kenyatta. President Uhuru Kenyatta did not give ODM even a single minister, even a single permanent secretary. There was the only thing which President Uhuru Kenyatta gave us was a promise to give us the presidency. Your Excellency and honorable members of parliament and governors and all the leadership of our parties, both parties. I want to say that from that time we moved on and we said, okay, we missed the presidency, but life must continue. And we effectively joined the opposition. And we were genuinely fighting. I think President Ruto will tell you that he could feel our presence in the streets when we put on sufurias in our head. But as fate would have it, we are together. We are now tied together. We are with an umbilical cord, and this umbilical cord should be nursed, and we must urge that let us be straightforward. If you have any issue that you want to raise, please raise it honestly, but don't be a fence sitter. Because we say, in Kijaluo we say, if you face the lake, face it squarely. Because if you face it squarely, it is a blessing. And if you turn your back to it, it is a blessing. And if you are neither looking at it and neither turning your back to it, it is a curse. It is a curse. Don't sit in the fence. You must decide where you are. Because we want to know who is with us and who is not with us. If you are not with us, you are not with us. If you are with us, you are with us. And let's speak very, very frankly. And I hope that those who are the implementers, we also have our ministers. For the first time, now ODM has a very, very senior position in this government. We have the CS for finance, and that is where food is cooked. That is the center of the government. That is the one keeping the wealth of the government. And yes, and we also have a Tandi in Parliament. So ODM, you should not say that you have nothing, that you are getting nothing. If you are getting nothing, then first of all, let us blame our own people. Because they are also inside. So today, as we get account of what is happening in the broad-based government, we are getting it as part and parcel of this great, this broad-based government. We are not getting it as outsiders sitting to listen. Now, let President Ruto tell us what he has done and what he has not done. We have also been participating in doing maybe whatever they did earlier. We don't know, but what has been done during our tenure, we know. We know. And therefore, now when we are here, we are now at a stage where we want to make policies, we want to push policies which will push this country to the first world. And we are not shy about it. We want to make policies which will take us to Singapore. And we are not shy about it. And therefore, as we listen here, I don't want to take more time because the president is still going to speak, and then we now listen to the doers who are the executive to tell us exactly what they have done for this country, and some expert also to guide us on a few things. So with those very, very many remarks, I now want to end my speech, and this written one, I will also hand it over for record. But I'm sure I have summarized what it is. Thank you.
Power, 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 power. Thank you very much, mzee. Naomba tuketi. I think some of the best speeches are made when you are not referring to any notes. And you agree with me, Mzee has made a very, very good speech, touching on why we are here, what we need to do, and the road ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to request the leader of UDA, the President of Kenya, and the leader of the broad-based government, President William Samoei Ruto, ni fire si fire.
Thank you very much. Asante sana, Bwana Deputy President. Please, let's take our seats, good people. Kiongozi wetu wa chama cha ODM, Mheshimiwa Oburu Oginga. Fellow leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Hamjambo. Let me take this opportunity first to welcome all of you to this broad-based leaders meeting. This meeting is beyond a parliamentary group because in our midst we have governors and we also have our CSS. And as we start this meeting, there is one person who is not here, a very significant, consequential statesman, without whom we would not be sitting in the formation that we are sitting today. And in his honor, and to appreciate and honor him for his contribution, not just to our nation, not even to our government, but to us being seated in the formation that we are today in Naivasha. I want to request you that you observe a minute of silence in honor of the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, our former Prime Minister. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana. ODM. Kweli. ODM. UDA. UDA. Basi. I want to take this opportunity in our meeting today. We have the broad-based family. And as you know, the Kenya Kwanza family includes Fort Kenya, Chap Chap, PA, UDM, and all the other parties, and our older party of ODM. And today, we are meeting here today as one broad-based family. As was said by the Honorable Oburu Oginga, 4 years ago, we were very serious competitors. And we went to the elections with different plans, but converging manifestos. After the election, when we were elected, we took over and began the journey to implement the plan upon which we were elected. And our friends and brothers in ODM, then in the opposition, took up the responsibility of making sure that we were held to account. And today in this meeting, as we meet here, we're going to have a very candid conversation. And that is why I have no notes. Because we want to have a heart-to-heart, candid conversation about where we were, what we have done with the last 4 years, initially as Kenya Kwanza, subsequently as broad-based, and to chart the way forward. I want to talk to you, friends, as a Kenyan and as a patriot, because this meeting is very consequential. The broad-based family is the largest gathering of political leaders in Kenya. This broad-based family is only second to the grand coalition government. And therefore, where you are seated today, understand the consequence of your being here. Our nation, Kenya, today depends to a very large extent on this team that is seated here. It is not easy to put together 250 plus members of the National Assembly and almost 45 senators and governors. The two largest formations in Kenya, political formations, are seated in this room. And therefore, the future of our nation is dependent on the decisions that we make in this meeting. And therefore, all of us seated here must understand the weight of the decisions we make, because they will influence how Kenya moves into the future. I have the privilege of being the leader of this team because when we sat down with my elder brother, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and by the way, just for your information, it did not happen 2 years ago. Because I knew and I realized it was my intention to bring the country together, I did engage the Honorable Raila Odinga immediately after the election. with a view of minimizing the differences, the rough edges, because ultimately we are citizens of one nation irrespective of our political persuasions. Yes, we must compete. Yes, we must have different points of view, but bottom line is that we belong to one nation. And if Kenya succeeds, we succeed irrespective of our political sides. If Kenya does not succeed, it doesn't succeed for all of us. And therefore, whatever it is, whatever different points of view that we have, ultimately, we must have it at the back of our minds that we have a nation to look after. And every leader, irrespective of the sides that you belong to, must understand that the well-being of the Kenyan people, the destiny of our nation, is dependent on us as leaders as we take the country forward. So, we went to compete. And if you look at our manifesto as Kenya Kwanza, and you look at the manifesto of the then Azimio, you will find that there are areas of convergence. There are areas that for a very long time, all of us, as the people of Kenya, have always wanted to achieve, albeit using different means. And it is the reason why I did ask the Kenya Kwanza team, and I know they are sitting here and they remember. And I told them then, and I will tell this team today, that the challenge is not so much that we have won the elections. It is not even that we have a manifesto upon which we had discussed in many fora with the people of Kenya. The challenge is if we have the courage and the mettle to implement the manifesto and the commitment we made to the people of Kenya. And I want to stand here proudly to say to the Kenya Kwanza team, I am very, very proud of you. Very, very proud. Yes. I know I took many of you through very difficult decision-making journeys. Yes. You remember the difficult meetings we had on housing, the difficult meetings we had on implementing health, on making sure that we have a new formula to fund our education, and on all the other issues. And I remember telling you then that it is not necessary to be popular all the time. The Bible says there's a time for everything. Today, we have a track record that is second to none. Yes. And I must say this of our friends and brothers in ODM. when it was time to discuss housing, when it was time to discuss universal health coverage, the Honorable Raila Odinga agreed with me. And our brothers and sisters in ODM did not find it any difficult when we decided that we were forming a broad-based government, because in the agenda we were implementing, they could see their own plan in ODM, the plan they had gone to the election with, being implemented in part by our administration. And I want to say to my friends, my brothers and sisters in ODM, thank you very much for putting the interests of the nation ahead of other interests. I stand here today to say I am very, very proud of my former party. Yes. And you, led by my brother Raila Odinga, and now my elder brother Oburu Oginga, will go down in history as a party that when the nation was at crossroads, you chose to point forward for the nation. And that is why this meeting is very consequential. Because we bring a hybrid of ideas. We converge. The plan that was in Azimio, broadly, largely carried by ODM, and converge it with the plan of Kenya Kwanza. And that is why in the last 2 years, the program of implementing what we wanted for Kenya has picked up pace. There has been an acceleration of the delivery of our plan ever since our brothers and sisters from ODM joined us and we became a broad-based administration. And that is why in this meeting, we are going to have presentations on where we were 4 years ago, the track record of what we have achieved in relation to the commitments we made to the people of Kenya. And we are also going to agree together on not just what we have achieved, but what is achievable and what we can do together in the next 1 year, and by God's grace, in the next 5 years and into the future. So this meeting, and I am I'm a very proud person. Yes. Because it is very rare to be a leader of a team as big, as committed as the one we have in this room today. Listen, guys. The other side is in chaos. I don't have to say that. I don't have to explain. So, as we meet here today, the future of our nation is the subject of our conversation. We did gather the courage to implement the plan upon which we were elected, and subsequently we joined together as a broad-based family. It was not difficult for John Mbadi here when he went to Treasury. It was not difficult for him to understand and to explain what we were doing. And he has done it better than any other person. I mean, let us give credit where it's due. Honestly, you know, we have had 2 CSs in this administration at the National Treasury, right? You all agree, either by virtue of him being a former member of parliament, either because he understands the nuances of politics and public engagement. C.S. Mbadi has distinguished himself in a very significant way and explained to the people of Kenya what we are doing. And so has every CS. I must congratulate all of them. Under very difficult circumstances, you know, especially those of us who are not members of parliament, I know it may not be easy, who are not former members of parliament, to navigate the public space. And so, what am I trying to say? Listen, good people. We have done exceptionally well on matters to do with agriculture. And we will get an explanation of what we have achieved. Whether it is fertilizer subsidy, registering farmers, dealing with cartels, improving farmer prices, opening new markets. Lee Kinyanjui is sitting here in our midst. We've had conversations. He's led the way. We've gone to China. We've gone to many places to open new markets. We can proudly speak about our track record on matters agriculture, and farmers and pastoralists will be our witnesses. We have transformed the education space. All the challenges that were there, challenges with CBC, challenges with funding model, challenges with shortage of teachers, challenges with shortage of learning spaces in classrooms, we can proudly face the nation today and say we have done what was required of us. More learning spaces, more teachers, a proper competence-based structure now, and a new funding model that is saving our universities and making sure that all students are in class. We have done what we have always wanted to do as a nation on universal health coverage. Whether it is the numbers of citizens that are enrolled, the numbers of citizens that are treated, the amounts of money we are paid to hospital facilities. My good friends, governors are here in our midst. They will bear witness that health facilities in very remote places, today they receive money from Social Health Authority, and money they have never seen in years. They've never seen that kind of money. And we are improving the whole of that space. We have done whatever we needed to do on our commitment on savings. We did make a commitment that understanding that investments in a nation is dependent on savings, we did rearrange the structure. The nation, Kenya, today, we can proudly say, in the last 3 years, we have raised our savings in the National Social Security Fund from 312 billion shillings, today 680 billion shillings, and by June next year, at our National Social Security Fund, we will have reached the target of 1 trillion Kenya shillings. That is how you build a solid base for a nation. We have done what we needed to do in trying to expand opportunity, whether it is in the economic space, whether it is in making credit affordable, lifting many people who had been blacklisted in credit rating agencies or bureaus. We've lifted 7 million people from CRB. We've made more people access credit. Interest rates have come down. Exchange rates have come down. Our dollar reserves have gone up. Inflation has come down. We can proudly stand before the nation and say we have moved the needle in the right direction. We can speak about many other aspects. Housing, that has been a challenge to us, how to create jobs. The largest challenge we have as a nation, how to create jobs. We can speak proudly about the jobs we have created in housing, the jobs we have created in export of what we are calling overseas employment, what we have done on the digital space, and all the other things that we have done together. And that is why we've come here, so that we can first look at our track record. Because, listen, friends, we are going to an election. And when we are going to an election, we have come here so that we can go to the people of Kenya and tell them, you gave us a mandate. What have we done with that mandate? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it is the reason why we are coming back to you to tell you we have discharged our responsibility on the mandate you gave us. But that is not sufficient. We have another plan going into the future. We are requesting for your mandate so that we can continue and do it even better going into the future. We did it when we were not so big a team. Bidding that our country, in our lifetime, can become a first world country. I know when we future development charter of our nation. How we are going to make every Kenyan have a job, access to education, access to health, access to water, decent roads, decent living conditions,